Stars enabled. Okay, comments will appear.
Okay, now I'm going to bring it up over here. Oops, I don't see it yet. Let's see, it's counting down, I guess.
I don't see it counting anywhere.
There I am. Hello, everyone. Let's see if I can get this up.
One person.
Okay. What's the deal? I think I got the fonts too big. Let me reduce it for a second. Get myself up. Good afternoon. Come on in. Hello. Say hello so I can make sure my comments are working. And we are going to wait also for Miss Kelly Cat Crafts to join us. And I have my husband assisting me to click the accept when she comes on to share my screen. And Miss Maybell's determined she's going to come in here with us. So hello, hello, who all is here? Say hello, someone, so I can make sure that I am working. There we are. Hello, Miss Shelley. So we are going to wait for Miss Kelly Cat to come on, and we're going to see what she's going to craft with me today. We will do this together. Okay, she says she sent the request. Did it pop up yet?
It says sent request. It says sent request, but I don't see nothing.
Does it say accept anywhere? Okay.
Nope.
You don't see accept? Okay, we're waiting for it to come through. Hello, Miss Annette. Thank you for joining us. Are you new to my page, Annette? I don't think I've seen you before. Hello, Miss Joy. Y'all do all the things so we can get plenty on. You don't see it? Okay, I'm going to come look. It just shows me.
Yep.
Miss Kelly, you might try sending it again. We're not seeing it on this side.
Hey, Debbie.
Hi, Miss Debbie. Crafting and Laughing with Kate. Hello, welcome, welcome. Okay, she just sent it again.
I mean, it says one right here.
Okay, click it. Oh yeah, click on the one. That's right. Click on the one, and then accept.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
I forgot a step. I forgot a step. I was trying to.
Remember to join the live project. They accept. They join. Add. Do I add here?
Just hit add. Yeah.
Yay!
You see her? Did it work? Or is
There it is.
Oh, there it is. Hey, awesome. Turn my volume up so I think. Hi, Miss Kelly.
Hi, my sweet Terry.
I've been on your side, not my side before. So
that's okay.
So welcome.
Thank you for having me, pretty lady.
Miss Debbie, can you put Kelly Cat Crafts in the comments, her link, and let me pin it? My internet is turning over here, so y'all bear with me just a minute. Hopefully we still have you. Oh goodness, there's always going to be technical difficulty, it seems like.
Right.
Okay, Lisa, I still hear you. My laptop is over here just turning.
I can see the comments actually. Hi, Kath.
Oh, you can. Good. Good. Because when Sue and Debbie with Secondhand Treasures was on, I think Debbie was not able to see them. But there we are. Awesome.
Good.
Can everybody see us okay? You know what? They may not be able to see our workspace with us joining, so we may have to turn it down. But
I thought maybe that too. I can only see you from the mouth down.
Oh, from my mouth down. Okay, my husband left without making sure I was in there. Okay, is that better?
That's better.
See. Okay, you can see a little bit more.
Yep.
So I've already kind of warned everybody what I was doing as far as using a liquor bottle. And I'm going to do the foil technique since this bottle took me an hour just to get 2 of the labels off.
I believe it.
Using the Goo Gone, heating it up, everything. And so I ended up spraying water over the label, and that helped better. But I'm just going to leave this one, and I'm going to do the foil technique that I've done before. I've done it maybe twice, but which is inspired by Sue with Living a Heartful Life. So I have my foil ready, and I've had this box of foil sheets forever from Sam's, and they are a 9-inch foil sheet. So they're really good for like baking potatoes in the oven or whatever. And you use
my mom on. I see both my moms on, Mom Sharon and Mom Bob.
Cool. And I tack it over and over glue. And so this glue does not dry completely. It stays tacky. This sheet here I've had since before Easter, and it's still tacky on this side.
Wow.
So, so you can do these sheets up ahead of time and have them ready for when you're going to craft. So I'm going to tear them in pieces and just cover the bottle with it so that sticky side will go down. And then I'm going to cover it in this chalk paint and sandstone. And then I'm going to do some different colors to make it look more like a leather. And then I was thinking of doing this like a lamp and because I got these shades, 6 of them for $2 at a garage sale. But this shade looks a little small, but there's other choices. So what are you going to be crafting today?
You know, I'm really excited to watch you do this because I've not seen you do that foil before.
Well, good. That's another
fun.
reason I wanted to do it.
Yeah. So I have this super fun wooden box. I've done one just like this before, and unbelievably, the same person thrifted and gifted me the same box at 2 totally different times. So I've done one of them already, and I have this one kind of prepped to do something similar with some rice paper and just kind of bring this a little bit back to life. It's wood, but I think it's like the almost like an MDF kind of particle board almost. So we're just gonna put some beautiful rice papers down on this and maybe blend some colors with the paint to match the rice papers. I have a whole bunch already cut out and kind of ready, and just play around, see what we can come up with.
Oh, you know what? I didn't watch to see if Debbie was able to put your link in. Okay. Let me type it in. And while I do that, Miss Kelly, tell everybody how long you've been doing Kelly Cat's Crafts.
Let's see, since April of last year, actually.
And we started almost the same time.
We did. So Sweet Terry Lynn has been so inspirational to me and such a sweetheart, helping me in all the questions that I ask her. And I really, really appreciate that. I think you'll always kind of remember, right? The first person who was willing to help you without even really knowing me.
Right.
So I do very much appreciate that. So it started off, if you guys look back on any videos from a year ago, it is so funny to me to see how different things are.
Right. And, you know, looking back, I can see where we've both come a long way. And you just happened to fall in my feed one day, which is why it's so important for y'all to do all the things, right? Scatter the love and shed the fur, as Miss Kelly Cat's page followers say a lot. I'm trying to find your link because it did not, it didn't come up as I was typing it. So now I've opened a duplicate page, and now I'm going to go put it in there. There we go. So, yeah. So, you know, my husband tells me all the time, play stuff from a long time ago or, you know, from last year. And I'm like, I really don't want to, you know, but
once in a while,
anyway.
while, somebody will go out there and watch an old one, you know, and then you get a little notification. And that just happened within the last week. And I was like, oh my gosh, is that silly? I was nervous and everything just looks so different. And even my style of crafting was so different then.
I think
So much fun.
I think you have found your passion through over the last year.
I agree with that. Yes,
right?
for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still searching. I mean, I did the canvas bags for a while and I loved it, and doing the bottles, the leather look and stuff, and that was really cool. And I didn't see anybody else doing it, so that makes it really nice too when you just like Sue doing this foil technique. I hadn't seen anybody else do it, and now I was watching it this morning because, by the way, let me mention, and I'm going to try not to cry.
Mm-hmm.
If any of you are following Sue, living a heartful life, her husband passed early last evening. And this has been a long period of time for their family going through this. And and of course, we're asking everybody give her space and not flood her with private messages or anything like that. But I did want to let y'all know. So a lot of us are going to be filling in to keep her page going. So be watching for that. But in the meantime, go watch some of her videos and share those out. That will help keep her algorithms up. And that's the best thing we can do for her right now. Well, she can take this time and not worry about her page. So I know Miss Kelly is going to probably be doing it. I'll be doing it. And a lot of us on Craft Round the Clock will be covering her while she has this time. They've been married for almost 45 years, I think is what she put on her page. That's a long time. So, and I can't see my screen, Miss Kelly, so if my husband's watching, will you bring me your other phone off the kitchen counter so I can lay it here and watch?
And I do see the link pinned, so
okay.
I don't know if you can see that,
Good.
but thank you for doing that.
So anybody, I want y'all to comment a Y for yes. You just have to put a Y if you're already following Miss Kelly Cat Crafts. And I would appreciate it. We would love to see how many is doing that. So we're going to, I guess, go ahead and get started. And again, if y'all would float those reds and scatter the love for us so that we can get more people on watching, I would appreciate it. I'm going to go out and back in. There we are. I'm back up. I had to refresh.
Okay.
So we're going to probably just go ahead and scoot our phones down where you can see our craft.
Sounds good.
Okay, and it's delayed, so I'm not going to see how much I'm down until...
I feel like I'm right there with you.
Do you? And I think next week, y'all, I'm going to have Sherry with Curvy Ladies Crafting. She said that would be cool to craft together when she saw that I was crafting with Kelly Cat. So I've sent her a message if she's available next week at 3 o'clock. And then a while ago, I messaged Christy's crafty, what is?
Cottage?
Cottage. Christy's Crafty Cottage. You go brain dead when you're on live to see if she could do the following week. So.
Oh, that's so much fun.
Yeah, so Sundays I'm trying to do with crafting with someone, and we'll see. So this is my first time to do this. I've been on the other side, with Be So Creative with Kimmery.
Oh.
She's had me over, and our first day was not successful because I kept trying to go in on my business page. And she forgot to tell me that I had to go on my private page. So anyway, we ended up doing it, I think the next day we ended up getting it right. So
and I was thinking about that because I thought I feel like I've done it, but I think what it is, I've done it, but I've been an admin on the page, so that's maybe why I'm able to go that way,
Oh, yeah, maybe.
right? So
So tell everybody where you live, Kelly.
you are watching me in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. So Milwaukee is a fairly large city that some may be familiar with, is about an hour south, and then Green Bay would be about an hour north.
Okay.
And I'm typically on here 5 days a week. I try my best for that. Usually around 1 p.m. Central is where you'll find me. And the only change that would come to that is if I'm in an event or in Craft Round the Clock.
Right.
It's so
And
fun to see.
she's a new Craft Around the Clock sister, by the way.
I am.
She's new. Do you have a schedule yet? Do you have your first one?
I do. I believe it is August. Let's see here. I think it's August 2nd.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm real excited about it.
You are going to do amazing. I've always said since I first started watching you how you have that radio, podcast, whatever voice, you know. And my husband told somebody Friday night when we went out to eat, told them the same thing, you know. And so he's always encouraging waiters and waitresses and things like, even a drive-through. He'll say, "You got a great smile,"
Oh,
you know, or something.
that is so
So,
nice to say to somebody, isn't it? Because
yes.
it means the world, and you never know what, how you might be changing the day for that person, right?
You don't know what people are going through, because I can tell you, just like Sue, for an example, when you're watching Sue on a live, you would never know what she's going through,
Right.
because she didn't talk about it a lot or anything like that, but us crafty sisters, we knew what was going on. And of course, and she's another one that I tucked up under my wing, I don't know, almost a year ago, or about the same time I was reaching out to you.
Okay.
Sue is another one that she will message me and stuff, and I would help her with things,
Well, she's such a sweet lady.
She is. But the poor thing doesn't get any sleep.
Oh,
She was always afraid to go to sleep,
right.
that her husband would need her. And of course, she's like me. She wants to answer all those messages and everything. So she typically went to sleep about 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
And just get a few hours of sleep.
Oh, that'll catch up to you, right?
Yes, it will.
Oh my gosh. Well, you're kind of a night owl, right?
I am. Now, this last week, I started going to bed earlier and going to sleep earlier. So usually about 11:30, but before that, it was about 1 in the morning.
Sometimes that is what it is for me too.
Yeah, about 1 in the morning. And then I'm usually awake about 6:30 in the morning. And that's when I start coffee and all of that.
Oh, yeah. Got coffee.
Yeah. Speaking of coffee, how do you like to drink your coffee?
I use a lot of those like sugar-free syrups for flavoring. So my favorite it's kind of boring, but I just love the caramel.
Oh.
But there's so many of those different flavors, available, and like butter toffee and all that good stuff. So I love that.
Yeah. I bet. I have one that's, I think, cinnamon roll in there.
Ooh. I think I've had that.
I think I got it at Ross or TJ Maxx.
Okay.
One of them.
Yeah, that's where I get it.
Is that, yeah.
That's funny. I didn't know you had one.
Yes, we do.
So you're just covering that whole thing with the foil, right?
Yes, let me hold it up and see.
That's
See, it gives it that texture.
Right. So you crumpled it all up first, right?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes. You take the sheet and crumple it up. And because I have a glass top, then I can spread it out. And then I squirt me some of that glue on there, tack it over and over. and I take a big brush and just brush it all on there. And then I pick it up and just go set it somewhere. And then I spray my glass top and use a razor blade and whatever and clean it up.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So I've done I made a little bird that I covered in the foil that sat on the little clay pot. It was one of the big Easter eggs.
Okay.
And I covered it. And I used a smaller egg for the head and part of a skew stick and all for its beak and all that. So
I missed that one.
It's really nice if you have, like, if you bought something at a thrift store, which I know you love to thrift shop.
Yeah.
So you buy a figurine that has a little bit of a crack in it. This is a great way to resurface that piece.
Okay.
Because that way you won't see the crack. And that's where I saw Miss Sue do it the first time, was on an angel that she bought, that the wings had broke off, but it had a crack in it, and she did it.
That's a great idea. I can't wait to try it.
Yeah.
I think I saw the brown paper bag one.
Yeah, I did a brown paper bag. I did a big vase covered in brown paper bags, and you crumble it up, and you just Mod Podge it on like you would a napkin.
Okay.
Well, now you gotta, if anybody hasn't watched, which I shared it to several groups, but Miss Sue just recently last week, I think she showed how to make your own faux rice paper using napkins and how to make your own rice paper. So I'm looking forward to trying that.
That sounds,
because I don't have any rice paper.
Oh my gosh, I love it. So I'm just trying to line this up on here so that I can poke the holes through it.
Okay, I need to try. I went out and I'm gonna go back in because it kept going off and on. Probably because we're split screen, maybe, I don't know.
Okay.
My husband said I should put my phone in airplane mode.
I didn't even think about that either.
But that, I mean, I think the only reason for that is so that no calls come in or interrupt, which I have it all on silent, so it should be okay. Now it's working okay.
Okay, good.
Nope, it just blinked off again. I don't know what the deal is. Blinks off and on.
Technology.
So Kelly, do you have just a daughter?
Short answer is yes.
And she's expecting a baby?
She is the end of August, so we're rounding the finish line.
Oh, wow, that's so exciting. So your first grandbaby?
Yes, from my biological daughter, yes. So in my previous life, when I was married, I had stepchildren, and those girls are still my daughters in my heart. So one of them has 3 kids, and, you know, they've called me grandma from the beginning, but I typically say it's a little different when it's, you know, a grandbaby from your own child, right?
Right.
Yeah, so.
Right. How exciting. And it's a girl, right?
It is, yes.
Granddaughter?
So
how exciting.
She's getting to that uncomfortable stage now, you know.
Right.
And
oh my goodness.
Yeah, so, and she's, you know, this last bit of time, I suppose, is when you're putting on, you know, the most of the weight and the water weight, and it seems like the baby, you know, obviously as it's getting bigger, has less and less room in there, right? So,
right.
But to me, she just looks, of course, she looks adorable.
Right. Well, yeah, they grow so much in that last few weeks. The baby grows so much.
Right.
So.
But they were at a wedding last night, and she sent me a picture, and I don't know, to me, she just looks so stinking cute.
Yeah. That's what everybody said when I was pregnant. Said, you look the best when you're pregnant, because I was so skinny. I was 98 pounds when I got pregnant with both of my kids, and everybody thought I looked great. I only gained 25 pounds with both of them. But
I'd say that's about what I gained, I believe, right around there.
Yeah. Y'all, I'm sorry I cannot pay attention to comments because of my computer flickering off and on. Hello, Miss Kathy. Thank you for joining us. Hey, Greg and ladies and Paula.
Greg is my significant other there.
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome.
I can
Yeah,
see.
he's a good support for you, isn't he?
Oh my gosh, he is.
That's
Awesome.
amazing.
Makes a huge difference.
Hello, Miss Barbara. Hello, Miss Sharon.
Sharon's my mom, and Barbara is Greg's mom.
Oh, how amazing. And they're right next to each other in the comments.
So the rice paper, I'm real excited about it. I have to tell you, this is a new release from Decoupage Queen. It's the Andy Skinner line. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
No.
His rice papers are so beautiful, and it took me a while to get my hands on a few of them. So I realized I probably should have waited to deconstruct this.
Yeah.
But we're using a couple different pieces. This one came with what I already put down. So just absolutely beautiful pieces of rice paper. And then one thing that I like about rice paper is other prints that they have, in my opinion, they correspond with some of the other designs out there. So if you just need a background of some sort, you can usually find something that's going to go with your paper.
Uh-huh.
So I'm excited to use this one.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Kelly, I'm going to run and get that phone off the counter.
Sure.
So I'm going to let you chat while I run. It'll only take me a second.
Sounds good. No worries. Hey, Pauline. Nice to see you. Thank you guys so much for being here. So my laptop gives me a little grief once in a while. Also, made with my love. Hello, dear. How are you? So good to see you guys. Thank you for popping in and spending some time with us today. I guess my laptop is old, and I don't know, things just wear out when we're old, right? Laptop, us. Oh, that's frustrating. Okay, I think they're caught up. And hi, Debbie Dial Burton.
And Debbie's my moderator, so she'll be doing the hellos and commenting to you guys. And I met her at a meet and greet last October, and she lives just a few exits down and has become my best friend here. And so,
Oh, that's fun.
and we craft together on Tuesdays now. So she'll be at my house this coming Tuesday, and we're going to be crafting together.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah.
At what time?
3 o'clock. I'm trying to make 3 o'clock my time.
Okay.
Last year I used to. Whoops. Last year I used to. 3 o'clock my time. Last year I used to craft at 1 o'clock. But since you're 1 o'clock, I don't want to. We have a lot of common followers, so I didn't want to do 1 o'clock. I like it better doing it in the afternoon, so my evening is freed up, for family and do whatever else needs to be done. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
What is your dad working on these days?
Let's see, what did he do lately? Oh, he made the birdhouse, which my husband got that put up yesterday. Okay. So I need to go out there, and they're fixing to go and check the bees here in a moment, probably when I get done, so I can do a video on that as well. Dad's bees have not been checked in like 3 weeks, so they're going to check those. My dad, when you have to put the bee suit on and you have emphysema, he can't handle. Our heat yesterday was 99 outside, and God. The heat index is more than that, but
right,
he can't handle that heat with the suit on. So my husband's going to check them. And then my husband has his beehive. My husband has a set of bees too, and they're at his office. So he's got space behind his office, and they're doing real good. And I did post a video of those. because he has a different kind of beehive where it has the plexiglass or whatever, where you can see what they're doing on the inside.
Oh my gosh,
And
how fun. That's scary to me though.
yeah. And then when you go to harvest the honey, you just hook up this handle thing and you just turn the handle, and it's like it reminds me of when you go to the restaurant and they have a draft beer and you just pull the handle and the beer comes out.
Yeah.
That's how this hive does. It's called a flow hive. Comes out. Yeah. Oh goodness. That's how this hive does. That's how this hive does. It's called a flow hive. Flow hive. Okay.
Sorry,
Turn the volume down so I can watch the comments. There we go. Hello, Colleen with PS Creation.
Oh, I didn't flip my camera, Mom. That's why my arms look backwards. So cute.
So
Hi,
what's your
Judy Sue.
temperature there, Kelly?
What's that?
What's your temperature is it Wisconsin, right?
It is. Yep. Today it's really nice. I think this week we're supposed to get in the 90s. And it's today and yesterday. I mean, I'd say like mid 70s and a little warm in the sun, but not bad. So super comfortable.
Oh, that's amazing. I can't wait for fall so I can enjoy my patio.
Right. Did you get your table done?
I did get it done, and it turned out amazing. If I was any better, I'd be twins.
It looked so neat. And did you buy it that way, or did you put the pots together?
We bought it that way.
Okay.
And that one actually had a big bowl. I mean, a big bowl that set up on the top that was also clay, and it had a clay pitcher, and it had a fountain thing where it did the water. So you could actually put, I guess, goldfish, or it was a bird bath for the birds or whatever. But our bowl broke, and so we've been using it just to set plants on it. And so when I was sitting on the porch and saw it, and I said, and we have two of them. One's the smaller one, and that one that I used for the table was bigger. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to use that for the base for this mirror to make a table. So that's what I did.
It turned out so beautiful.
Hello, Marlene.
So I am just going to wait for the rice paper it'll hang out there a little bit on the lid and maybe a little bit of heat, and then we'll just take that little gator sander and get off our excess edges. So I'm going to put a different piece of rice paper on a few sides of the box itself.
I need to make me a list. Gator sander. I don't have one, never had one.
I love this thing. Miss Shelly Z, I know she watches you too.
Uh-huh.
She sent it to me, that sweet lady, because I couldn't find it here. I think it's at Walmart, but I could never find it there. And I looked in all the spots I would think it would be, but I think you can get them at hardware stores also. So it comes with all these little different grit sandpapers that you can put on there, and it's just so nice for getting into the areas. You and I like to use the diamond files too. Yeah. And those work great.
Right. Yeah, so you can change it to so it comes with the different grades of sanding pads on it.
Yep.
That's awesome.
But it looks like this, and these little strips, it comes with very many. I mean, there's a ton of them that comes with it.
Oh.
Awesome. Did you just sneeze, hon?
Huh?
Did you just sneeze?
No.
Oh, my mom said gesundheit.
Oh, I didn't.
I thought, oh, maybe I missed it.
I don't know if you can see this, but I used a dowel, and I put sandpaper and glued it on the end of the dowel and rolled it around to sand it. So you can get into the small areas.
That's a great idea.
The gator won't get in, and the file won't get in when you have a small area. So I like to share tips as much as I can.
Yes. You're the first person I saw use the nail file, so I was like, "Yep, I gotta get that."
Yes, yes. I haven't bought another one because I recover them myself. In fact, I just posted a flashback on Friday of me repurposing nail files with new sandpaper on them.
Ah, I send those out once in a while in Happy Mail.
Yeah.
If the person is a crafter, I think it's fun, you know, or maybe they don't have access to a dollar store.
So how many followers do you have now, Kelly?
I think I'm close to 6,500.
Yeah. I noticed that you're getting there. You're almost to that 7,000 mark. So if any of my people are on here and you've not checked out Miss Kelly, you will love her. And I think you would love to add her to your follow list.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Sure thing.
So some excess hanging off the sides there, but we're gonna gator sand those off too. And I just thought that the green in these flowers, so this is kind of like a Japanese print. Some of Andy Skinner's rice papers are Japanese in theme, I would say. And I just thought that that paper went nicely with it because of that green that's in the center of the flower.
That is gorgeous.
So that's what we're doing currently. Thank you.
I
You
love
made
that.
quick work of covering that bottle up.
Yeah. And you can overlap it. If you got a spot, you can just overlap it. In fact, you probably don't even have to tear it. If you're doing a box like you're doing right now, you could probably just lay the whole sheet over it.
Right.
Um,
That was an expensive bottle, you said, huh?
yeah. $74.99 for this liquor.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Yeah.
My brother-in-law gave it to me because he knows I do the bottles. So whatever I do with this, I'm going to have to give it back to him since
Right.
it was an expensive bottle.
It's nice that you have people that help you out, you know?
Yes, it is.
So many people in my family and Greg's family, when they thrift, they, are looking for their self, I'm sure, but they have picked me up some really unique and amazing pieces and different bottles. So it's so nice.
Yes.
And they come and visit and they say, okay, Merry Christmas. Here's all your stuff.
That's nice. One thing I haven't tried is egg cartons. I haven't done anything as far as a craft with egg cartons. And I know there's a lot of things you can do with them.
Yeah, I haven't either, actually.
Have you tried making flowers yet with the coffee filters?
I have not.
I watched Angie with Hummingbird. Oh Lord, Hummingbird Haven.
Yeah, I love
the Hummingbird Haven. She made them the other night.
Okay.
And so now I want to try that because I love hydrangeas. She made hydrangeas.
Isn't she fun? I love her.
She's kind of like you. Yeah, you ride in the same boat with her as far as professionalism and your voice, and I don't know how to say it, but I think you know what I mean.
You're so sweet to say that. Thank you.
Well, you do. You always say the right thing. When I watch myself on a replay, I'm like, you goofball.
Sometimes I lose myself. I don't know. Somebody said recently in comments on a live that when you're crafting, you're in your creative mind, and that is why things don't come to the forefront of our brains like they normally would, because we're in our creative areas, I guess.
Right. That's true.
Man, sometimes I'm like, what is that called? And you know, it should be something that you know right off the top of your head.
Right. Plus, you know, people are watching.
Right.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do the top two. I don't think we have a need to take the lid off. So I'm going to just go ahead and cover the top.
So have you done napkins at all where you know, maybe you've got some blank spots open on whatever it is you're crafting on and you blend paints to kind of match the design on your napkin?
No, I've only done different paint colors to go around the napkin or to go over the napkin after I seal it.
Okay.
Say the say the napkin doesn't cover the whole space.
Right.
And then I will just blend more colors to match what's already in the napkin and make it look like it covered the whole space.
Right. Yep. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
So I've just started doing that within the last month or so with the rice paper, and it's so fun. I'm really enjoying it. It's a little intimidating initially because you think, oh my gosh, you know, what if I don't get the right color match or I put it too dark or whatever. But the first time I tried it, I couldn't believe how amazing it was. So when I pull my rice papers, I kind of pull a bunch of different paint colors that I think are going to go with them. And that way, if I do have open spaces, I kind of have an idea, you know, on what I can use to fill it in, or maybe paint a side with that color instead of putting rice paper on it. And it's very relaxing, I would say.
It is.
So I'm having a lot of fun.
And it kind of makes you feel like you're an artist.
Yeah,
or a painter, you know. Yeah.
So that's what I did on this one. So all those pieces here are the rice paper, but the rest of most of it is where I did the blending, and it's not perfect, but it was so much fun to just kind of challenge yourself a little bit.
Right, it is.
And I think it turned out okay. So I just cut those pieces of rice paper and put them on, and then pulled other paints that look like it might come close to maybe the colors in there. So I encourage you guys to try it. It's really neat. And you don't need many if you just pick up some acrylic paints. They're super reasonable. And I like it. You might find that you like it too.
Yeah, it looks amazing. It looks amazing.
My mom says you can bank her sneeze blessings for the future. Hi, Nicole. Hey, Marlene.
I'll take all the blessings I can get.
Absolutely.
And for everybody that may not know, I do a Bible devotion Monday through Friday at 10:30 Central Time in the mornings. So I would love to have y'all join us.
You are very good at it, Terry.
Oh, thank you.
I love listening to you.
Thank you so much.
Do you prefer to go by Terry or Terry Lynn?
It doesn't matter. I named my page Crafting with Terry Lynn because my grandmother was the only one that called me Terry Lynn.
Aww.
And she passed on, but her birthday was in April, and that's why I started my page in April.
Okay.
In remembrance of her, and you know, she raised me my first 6 years, pretty much.
Okay.
My parents were really young, and so she was like my mom.
I didn't know that.
So, yeah, so whichever. I kind of like hearing Terry Lynn, actually, because that's what she called me.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
thank you for hearing that. I love knowing that stuff.
Yep, I was her baby.
So my mom's mom, my granny, I called her. She was like my second mom, you know.
Uh-huh.
I I love that woman more than life itself.
Right.
I sure hope that I can live up to something like that with my grandkids, you know?
Well, that's kind of how my granny was to me. She was definitely very special in my heart. We
Yes.
did so many things together, and I was, I was living with her when I graduated from high school, and she worked at Albertsons in the deli, and my she was married 28 years to my grandfather, and but anyway, um, that's a long story. But so after work from working Albertsons, she'd stop at our little neighborhood bar because, she knew everybody there for many, many years.
Right.
So I would go down, I would walk down there so she wasn't by herself, and I would drive her home,
Aw.
which is the same street, but yeah.
Okay.
So we were buddies,
Yes.
we were buddies. So
And you have, is it 2 daughters and a son?
I have one daughter and a son,
Oh.
and 4 bonus children. So my husband has 4 and I have 2, and we have 9 grandkids together.
Aw.
Yeah. I wasn't supposed to have children, but I stood on the word of God, girlfriend, and I said, no way, man. You're not taking it out.
Right.
I need that cradle a little bit longer.
Aw. And do they all live near you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And your daughter lives near too, right?
She does. Yep.
Awesome.
Thank goodness.
Yes, exactly. Okay, I'm almost through covering this in the sandstone Waverly chalk paint. And this is just for my base. So I can pretty much see what I'm doing with my other paints that I'm going to put on here.
What other colors do you think you're gonna go with?
Whew. I don't know. I've got these metallics look really good on the foil technique.
Oh.
And so I have.
Nice. I love metallics.
I've got Anita's bronze. I've got Deco Art Rich Espresso. I have Folk Art Glam Gold, and then I have all-purpose Anita's Chocolate Brown.
Ooh,
So we'll see.
that sounds delicious.
Yeah, we're just gonna play and dab it all over the place, all different colors.
Sometimes that's the best.
I'm gonna put some on a paper plate, a little of all of them.
Yeah,
I'm
that's what I do.
I'm gonna use the same brush that I just used because it doesn't matter.
Right.
Okay, I just touched where
Kath called her grandmother Granny also, but from an old song because she was like little old lady from Pasadena. Aww.
Yeah, I called mine Granny.
Yes. Gosh, that brings back memories.
Do you know what your grandbaby's gonna call you? Do you have a preference?
Grandma?
Grandma?
Yep. Just that. Yes. I can't wait.
Mine call me Mimi.
Aww.
I wanted to be called Mama because my husband was Papa, Mama and Papa, but
Right.
my oldest grandson, who's going to be a pilot, he was like, he's the one that come up with Mimi on his own. So how do you change it? You know, that's what he wanted to call me.
Right. And when you hear him say it, well, that's it.
Yeah.
The sweet little voices.
Yes. And, my daughter worked for me when he was born, so he got to come to work with her every day, and we had his bassinet set up on my desk because I had a big desk. So
how fun is that?
So I got to take care of him. We had to fight over him at work.
I always said that to my mom after my daughter was born. It felt like I was no longer greeted when I came to the house, but she was first, which I'm not saying anything bad about.
Right?
it goes that way. And she's naming the baby's middle name will be my mom's middle name, which is Mercedes.
Aw,
So I think that is so cool.
I like that. Well, one of my twin granddaughters is named after my dad, which is her great-grand. Let's see. Her great-grandpa, and so it's Orby.
Oh,
There's probably nobody with that name, Orbie.
okay.
I've never heard anybody. It's Orby Wayne, and I have a niece named Taylor Wayne, but it's Rayne.
Okay.
So
That's my stepdaughter's middle name, Rain. Same spelling.
Yeah. So
That's
here's
cool.
my colors on here. I don't know if y'all can see them, but okay. I gave up on the computer and I'm just watching from this other phone. Oh, I'm not even watching comments. Let me get those back up.
I bet, Nicole, isn't that I can't wait for that. She's saying that first time she heard her call her Gamma, she melted.
Aw.
They get right to your heart, don't they?
They do. Thank you for the floating hearts. That means a lot. Let's see. What am I going to go in first with? I don't know.
I think we're going to paint the feet on this in this like burgundy color that is in the rice paper and quite a bit more on the top here. I think that will be quite pretty.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it'll be nice. You could leave this out all year round, or it would be very pretty for fall.
That's awesome.
I love like the vintage and Victorian kind of stuff. Can't help myself.
My quiet heat tool quit on me during Cracker on the Plot grocery trash to treasure.
Oh no!
It's not even a year old, so I'm gonna have to see if they'll send me another one.
Right? Mine's been making some funny noises, so I'm hoping it hangs in there a while longer. You have that nice quiet one, right?
I can't hear you when I got this thing on. This one's my husband's. It's noisy.
Hey, Kathy, good to see you. Sometimes these comments, they shoot up and down. It is so weird. There we go.
Oh. I can't even see comments.
It's weird. They'll go all the way to the top. So then I have to try to scroll down and figure out where I was.
Well, I can't see comments, but thank y'all. Thank y'all for hanging in with us. And I don't know if y'all can even see what I'm doing. I'm going to do this, but I'm also going to use this Bear Antique wax. And I'm going to do this over this after it dries and let that dark wax kind of hit some of those texture of the foil. And I think that'll give it a neat look.
So I'm going to pour some paints out too. And these three that I put out initially, these are all just acrylics.
Okay.
Burgundy acrylic and then an antique gold metallic from Folk Art.
Don't you use a lot of, is it plaster paints?
I use a lot of Pent Art actually.
Oh, okay.
Or
are you
Paint Couture.
Are you an affiliate with them?
With TH Decor, and that's where you can get the Pent Art products.
Okay.
So a lot of the little potted ones like this are from Pent Art. This is a delicate metallic in a dark gold. This is beautiful, as is, or like if you're dry brushing a little bit over something.
Uh-huh.
Another favorite is a antique copper metallic, so I have that one pulled as well. So
And do you have links in your link tree for those?
I do, yes. Yep.
Okay, good. Because
And
I want to add some of that stuff to my supplies in here.
okay. So TH Decor, you can get tons of rice paper, and then Decoupage Queen is out there in the link tree also. So I used 2 papers from Decoupage Queen today.
Okay.
And then most of the paints and like the wax pastes and things like that come from TH Decor, which is at the top of my link tree.
Okay, awesome.
If you have questions, you just let me know, dear.
Okay.
Thank you, Martha.
Awesome.
Marlene says, Terry Lynn, your bottles are always beautiful. I can't wait till you're finished with this.
I forgot on my sale yesterday, I had one that somebody wanted and then they never did reply to making the payment. So I have another bottle. On Friday or Saturdays at 3 o'clock is when I sell my crafts. So next Friday, I'll try to remember to put the bottle in there.
I know I just missed it yesterday. I was coming on right at the end, so I apologize for that.
Oh, it's okay.
How did it go?
It went good. I think I like it better than doing the auction. Just put a price on it and say, here it is, and have a number.
Right.
And be done with it. And that way I only do, 10 to 12 items or so, and it makes it easier to get them shipped out. And
the other people doing that same thing.
Yeah.
I'm glad it went good. So I'm just using a little dollar store makeup brush to pounce on the color. So you'll kind of see right on the edge there is the color that I'm putting on, and it matches quite well with the rice paper.
Oh, awesome.
So much fun. Just kind of mixing a couple together that I have on my little palette here.
So it's kind of like antiquing it?
Yeah, and then any spots that are, not have where the rice paper didn't fill up the whole portion there, I'll go in with those colors and try to do like you were saying before, just to make it look like that whole piece is rice paper.
Or maybe aging it might be a better word.
That's true.
Right?
So people don't think, oh, I try to do it so people don't think I just laid it on there and, oh, I missed the spot, so I dumped this paint color on it.
Right.
But I do really like it.
So you do a lot of crafts with rice paper, right?
I do. I love it.
Do you do napkins very much?
No, not as much as I used to, and I have a plethora of napkins. My gosh.
Uh-huh. Right?
So I know I used quite a few of those last year for holidays, and then I actually packed up the different season of napkins into different totes because I was just running out of room. So I still like them. I really do. There's a lot of pretty prints and things like that. I do really love the rice paper.
Yes.
It's a lot of fun.
I'm going to have to give it a try, but I'm going to try making some.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
you showed, and then I'm going to order some, and I'll probably fall in love.
Yes. I will have to watch Angie's. I've printed a few of my own pieces on blank rice paper.
Uh-huh.
And I know some people have just printed on copy paper and they don't have an issue, but I haven't tried that. I don't know if it would bleed on me or not. I just have a regular printer. It's not a laser or anything.
Uh-huh.
But it works really good to print it on your own. Once in a while I do that. If I can't find what I'm looking for, well, then you can search, Pinterest or whatever and try to find what you need. Just checking to see if you guys can see this all right.
So most of your pieces, do you get them at thrift stores?
Yeah, I would say probably 80% of them, if not more.
And how,
Or there's something I have around the house that I'm like, oh, I can redo that, you know,
right?
do a little something different.
And how often do you go thrift store to the shopping?
Um, Not as often probably as some. I mean, I think I stop in once in a while just to see, because they're constantly putting new stuff out and changing, that I like to see if there's anything different, but I try to use what I have.
Right.
Which sometimes
That's what I've
is
been
hard,
doing.
but I do get, like I was saying earlier, I do get a lot of pieces, what I call thrifted and gifted. So I have an area down here with a shelf and then one up in our garage that I keep all those things, and I'll prime a whole bunch of them and hopefully have them ready for projects during the week.
Right?
I
Yeah.
love
We have a lot of stuff around here too.
you do?
I have a lot of stuff
Oh,
in the closet and everywhere, and I'm like, I'm determined not to go shop and use what I have.
right.
But then all the other crafty sisters, they do videos showing Dollar Tree and all this, and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta go.
I know it's hard not to.
Okay,
Look for colors
so
here.
can y'all see this? Hopefully. Now I'm gonna work in some of this gold, I think. Hopefully y'all can see it.
Just grabbing a different color paint. I don't like the aqua blue that I had here isn't a good match. And I think that's kind of the fun of it. If you put it on and you don't love it, you can paint right over it. It's no big deal, right?
Right?
So I didn't love this blue, and I'm like, I think I have something that might be closer.
Always say it's fixable some way, somehow.
Agreed. So you didn't eat supper yet, did you? It's too early, right?
It's too early.
Yeah, me neither.
So are you an hour later than me?
No, we're the same. It's 4 o'clock here.
Oh, the same.
Yep.
Okay. So what's for dinner, everybody?
Yeah, I always ask. I want to know too.
What's for dinner? It gives me ideas.
Yes, that's exactly it.
We had hot dog for lunch.
Okay.
So
What did
gotta
I?
have something better for dinner.
I didn't have. I don't think
Oh,
I had. Oh, I had crackers.
I'm making spaghetti.
You're making spaghetti?
I'm making spaghetti.
That sounds so good.
And that's because my dad made his cabbage soup and there was enough hamburger meat left over. So I got to use up the hamburger meat.
Oh yeah.
My
I haven't had spaghetti.
husband and I love spaghetti, so.
Sounds so good. So all those beautiful earrings that you wear on your lives, does your dad make those?
No. Let's see. These I have on now, a friend made, and those feather ones, a friend made. And then I told Dad, if you made a bunch of these right here, I could sell the heck out of them because everybody comments about those earrings.
Yeah.
And it's leather, and the feather and all. So he made some, and then he ventured off to go and do other things,
Okay.
which I'm going to have those coming up on Fridays too.
Good.
I'll have those available too, and I'll be showing them.
I can't wait.
I told him not to make any more until I get these done.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay.
Donna Sue had pork loin, potatoes, and corn. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, that sounds good.
My kind of meal. Meat
Yeah, we
and
bought
potato.
pork loin last week and we sliced them into pork chops because it's
Sounds
cheaper that way.
Yeah. Isn't that nuts what things cost?
It is crazy. It is absolutely crazy.
I dislike grocery shopping a lot.
I mean, they're going to force everybody back to the farm life.
Yes. I think that's
You know?
okay. It's good
Yeah.
with me.
Okay. I'm going to have to put a dry on this before I can do the antique wax. So I apologize for the noise. I won't be able to hear you talk, Kelly. So.
Okay. I saw your comment there, Mom. Share your recipe for making rice paper. I'll have to see. I'll have to look at that replay and see what that's all about. It sounds fun. So you can see on here, it's not a perfect match, right? And I know it looks wonky right now, but when we're all done, it will blend. It'll look like it's supposed to be like that. Let me see. Hey, Betty, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Terry is drying, so she might not be able to hear what I'm saying, but we're glad that you guys are here with us. Just put my finger in the red paint. It's always a good time. So I have some rice paper that I put down on here, a couple different pieces. And now I'm just kind of going in and trying my best to add some like colors.
Can y'all see that color?
I love that. It looks very rich.
It does. Okay. Now I'm going to do the antique. This is the Bear Antique Wax.
I love that one.
I carry this one and the clear.
Okay.
Actually, I should probably put the clear on first so I can wipe off. I'm going to put the clear on first.
That looks so cool, and you would never know that's what's underneath there.
Right?
I like that.
Kelly, is your birthday in November?
Yes.
November what?
3rd.
3rd? Okay. My mom's is the 1st and my daughter's the 21st.
Oh,
And my brother's the 28th.
it's a good month, right?
Right. I used to get confused if my mom was the 1st or the 21st. So when my daughter was born on the 21st, that settled that problem.
Right.
I always could remember then when
Right.
my mother was. So I'm using one of these. What do you call this brush, Kelly?
Wax brush, that's what I call it.
A wax brush, yeah. It's also, I think you can use them for like big stencils and stuff, but
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it's actually called a stencil brush or not, but this is what I like to use for my wax.
I have a couple of those as well.
So the clear wax kind of works like a sealer, as well as prepping it for the dark wax.
same way with when you're antiquing furniture, you can use a clear wax, and then you can use the glaze or the dark wax and a damp cloth, and it helps to wipe off where you don't want the dark and leave the dark where you want it when you're antiquing furniture.
Right. I love that.
Or distressing it, or whatever you want to call it, after you've sanded it and beat it up.
Right. Hard to see both when you're on the split screen. I know, that's so true, Debbie.
It's hard to what?
See both of us on the split
Oh.
screen.
Yeah.
I know once in a while it just depends, I think, what your phone is set up for, but if you turn it to landscape, sometimes that helps. Or if you swipe away the comments, I know sometimes certain phones that will help.
Yeah, I may have to try landscape next time and see how that works.
I think, isn't it like you have to be in it before you go live? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you landscape now or no?
No.
Okay. Okay, now I'm going to do the, oh.
Looks like an old barber shaver brush. Yes, Betty, right? It does. I have
It
those.
does look like that. Yes, it does. Okay, now hopefully this will be magic. I really need a damp wall, but I will. This is what makes it look like the leather. Leather. Oh my goodness, I love it.
That is so cool. I can't wait to try that. Sorry guys, just looking for a different color here. I love that.
Isn't that pretty?
The texture is so neat.
I would think you could probably even use a shoe polish for this if you had a brown or black shoe polish.
Oh,
But I don't know, but I would think you could.
right?
Because you buff it afterwards just like you do this.
Okay. That's making such a, it's very satisfying to watch you do it.
It's so cool.
Like immediate gratification.
And you can use brown paper bags and do the same technique. You would crumble them up and tear pieces and then Mod Podge pieces of brown paper bag, lunch bag, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do the same thing with that.
I have done that before on a like an old book that I've kind of made over with newspaper, and that was pretty fun. Something different.
See, when it comes to a bottle, I like doing either the foil or paper or something like that because it helps keep from, like, if you just paint the bottle, then you run that risk. If you scratch it, you know, it's easy to scratch it.
Right.
So I like covering it with something like this, and it makes it more long durable, or durable, should I say. It's like a cigar, the outside of a cigar too.
Right.
Reminds me of a cigar.
So what one did you put on first? That was your chalk paint, the sandstone?
Sandstone chalk paint for my base, or I guess we could call it the primer, right?
Okay, sure.
And then I used the Deco Art Rich Espresso over that. And then I used the Glam Gold in places over that.
That's really,
And then,
really,
then dried it, then did the clear wax, and then this dark wax.
definitely going to have to give that a try.
So now I can buff it, and it might make it shine a little bit.
Right? It's a very cool technique.
Should have brought a soft cloth in here.
It's coming together a little bit more. And I just kind of keep working at it until I like how it looks. So that little blue area, I'm not loving how that looks. So I'm just kind of coming back in here with just a little bit of like a sheepskin chalk paint and kind of going around the edges to hopefully soften that line just a little bit. I don't love it.
Right?
Sometimes I dip my brush in just a little bit of water to help it kind of spread out a little.
Right.
That seems to help.
Yeah, I watched Deb's New Again the other night, and she was doing a bottle as well for the grocery trash to treasure. She
Okay.
made painting flowers look so easy.
She is a super too, and I miss her so often.
Yeah,
It's so hard to keep up.
and so I tried it on my pickle jar.
Oh,
So I got to practice a little more, but that's the thing, is you got to keep practicing.
yes, I agree with that for sure.
Can't give up. So you do molds as well, right, Kelly?
I do. I love them. They're very addicting.
Do you prefer the clay or glue? Hot glue?
Clay for sure.
Clay?
Yep.
Okay.
So I was just kind of going through one of my bins where I've got resin pieces that I've poured and different clay, and I found some old hot glue ones that I had put in there, and like, wow, I don't love these. They're okay.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know, gosh, what is her, April Waller, who watches, she does a lot with her hot glue, and they look beautiful. It's kind of a hit or miss for me, I think.
Right.
They either work or they don't, but I love the clay.
And is it pliable still to go like around a bottle after you take it out?
So I put it, if I'm going to do it around a bottle, I do it right away after I take it out of the mold.
Okay.
And so it's just your preference. You can paint it while it's still super fresh out of the mold. You just have to use a brush that's really soft. I use a little fan brush like this you can get at the dollar store, because it's so delicate that it won't like mar up your detail from your clay.
Uh-huh.
Otherwise, depending on what you're painting or what you're putting it on, I'll put it on there, and then I kind of keep an eye on it and make sure that it's staying, and maybe I have to give it a little hug or push once in a while, but then I'll let it dry overnight before I paint. It's just your preference. It's easier to do it when it's off of the bottle, but if you let it harden, then it's not going to be pliable the next day to round it, on a neck or something like that.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
But
I
have clay. It's the DAS. Is that what it's called?
Yep, DAS. Mm-hmm.
Is that what you use?
I have that one. I actually use Jovi clay. It's Jovi. J as in Jason and V as in Victor. And it is the perfect consistency. The DAS I find to be a little bit wet for my preference.
Uh-huh.
And the Jovi clay, you don't have to work it much at all. It's like ready to go.
Okay.
Just take it and it's good.
And that's in your link tree too?
It is. Yep, on that same TH Decor. So many people had used it and told me, once you try it, you're never going to go back to anything else. And I tried to use what I had bought. And
right.
Sometimes, I like to try different things, and I don't like to spend a lot of money on stuff. So I thought I'm going to use this stuff up. Well, I bit the bullet and bought the Jovi, and I haven't used any of the other stuff since. It's still sitting in my drawer.
Right.
I could tell right away when I took it out of the package, it was going to be, I don't know, it just felt better. Like the, if it's too wet, I had trouble with it. If it's too dry, then it seemed to crumble on me and my molds wouldn't stay together. And then I was frustrated and didn't want to, do it anymore. And that's when other people were saying, try this clay. I'm like, okay, I'll try a small bag.
Right.
Now I
Well,
wish I buy it in like a 20-pound bag.
well, speaking of that, my next question to you, and I don't have a list, believe it or not, but things are just coming to me.
Yeah.
My next question is, you were talking about that, and then you just went right to it. So, for somebody that's new watching right now that doesn't really craft, because there's a lot of people out there that love to watch it but have never tried it.
Mm-hmm.
If they were to ask you, what would you suggest them to try for a very first craft? What do you think you would recommend for them to do that would bring them pleasure and make those creative juices flow?
That's a good question. Let me think. I think probably a really affordable way, which is what I'm always looking for, is something that you're thrifting. And if it's something you collect, maybe I would, try to find something like that. But if not, maybe just a frame, because you can get some beautiful frames when you're thrifting. You find so many with that beautiful detail on there.
Right.
And just using paint alone and a little dry brushing, if you don't have some of the wax paste available, you can still acrylic paint and just dry brush over that detail a little bit. And then I would say, without a doubt, some rice paper, because it's so forgiving. If you've never decoupaged before and you try it with a napkin, it might be a little frustrating because it's so much more thin.
Right.
I think rice paper, just to try a few and do, a couple frames with them, maybe make your own wall art, would probably be a good start.
So if they wanted to decoupage, to try decoupage, would you say rice paper would be the best to try first before a napkin?
I would.
Because it's easier, right?
It really is, because that rice paper is so much more forgiving. So if you put it down and have to pick it up, typically I don't have any issues with that, because it's just durable. It is, my friend Nicole, who might still be on here, like she said the other night, it's hardier, and that really is true. Like it's got some like a little bit of weight to it, where your napkin is so thin that if you go over that once or twice too many, and rip it, you might say, forget it, I'm not going to decoupage. Where rice paper, I very rarely have an issue. So if I do, it's typically on the ones that I'm printing myself, that might be on a little bit more thin piece of paper. That for me isn't my favorite. Although I've purchased some that are thin and they work fine. So I think it depends how you prep your surface is important too. I prime pretty much everything. And I never used to do that. I think it makes a difference.
Miss Debbie Dalberton on here, she was over here and we were crafting together and we were trying to experiment the different ways to use the molds, and she was trying to do the hot glue and she was like, I'm never going to do it again.
It is very frustrating.
She does not like it,
yeah,
but I do.
Or it doesn't. You like it?
I do like the hot glue. And, and Christy with Christy's Crafty Cottage, she does the glue all the time.
Yes, I see that.
So, and I did this rose with torn up pieces of tissue paper, and here's the rose with just tissue and water in the mold.
Fun. I've done that too.
And it's still pliable, so you could put it around, the deal. So
that is very
but
fun.
Anyway, I'm trying to figure out how come we can see you and your craft and we can only see part of my bottle in mine? I don't know what's wrong. Do I need to move my camera back? How far is your phone from you?
Maybe 2 feet.
Okay, well, that's about what mine is.
Okay.
I'm going to go see if I can move mine.
So that we can see your sweet face.
You don't see my face, right?
No.
Oh, see up here when I'm looking at the phone, I see more. But let's see. My husband's got me all fixed up here. Let's see. He's got all these things. Okay. Let's see if this works.
Aw, thank you, Kath. I always wanted to do that, to work in that field, I guess I would say. But I was too afraid that my heart would get the best of me in those situations, to be like a 911 or on dispatch. I don't know if I could do it.
Okay. Well, now you see the whole bottle, but you still don't see my head.
Yeah, I know that the split screen can be a little wonky that way. I don't know how to fix that.
Yeah.
If it's something in the layout or what exactly it picks up from and why one shows different.
Okay. Well, that's weird. My head's still cut off. Let me try this.
Let's see. Donna Sue says she likes to decoupage with napkins more than scrapbook paper. So I never used to like scrapbook paper either. It's too thick in my opinion, but you definitely can take a few layers off of it with a little technique using clear packing tape. And it makes it so much better to work with. Then I'll use it all day long. There, now I see you.
Can you see me now?
I can see you, but I can only see like the upper fourth of the bottle.
Oh, the upper fourth, not seeing the whole thing.
Right.
Okay.
But it's nice to see your pretty.
I'm trying to see. Now, I bet the landscape is going to be maybe better. I don't know.
I don't either. I've never tried that.
Yeah, because this is not working too good. I'm going to go put it back down.
Okay.
But it's funny. I see you. I see you completely.
Yeah.
So that is weird.
How was it when you did it? Who did you say you had done it with?
With Camry, and I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember if I was seen in the camera or not.
Okay.
But
so
okay.
I also go on that private group. TH Decor has a private Facebook group.
Uh-huh.
When it's Nicole from Nicole's Recycled Treasures, and I go on there each once a week, and then once a month we usually have a dual live together, and it can be a little harder there too, especially if you're the person that has the comments over your little window that you're showing for everybody to see. So that's what I was saying about swiping away the comments. You can either swipe them or you hit that little arrow right next to where it's overview and that get rid of all of it, and then you would do the same thing if you want to bring them back and make a comment, so that helps.
Right.
I think it's just sometimes I think it's just how FB is.
Okay, so I'm going to still do a clear coat on this, like with the DuraClear.
Okay.
Matte finish, I think, or should I do a gloss? I don't know. Let's see, and then like I said, I've bought these at a garage sale, 6 of these lampshades
Oh yeah.
for $2 for these. Let me clean my hands. Let's see.
That was a heck of a deal.
Yeah, it was. And then this one is this is one of them that I decoupaged a napkin on. So I know this, I mean, it matches with the color on here, but it's still not, I don't think the shade's big enough for this to make this like a little lamp with a tea light in it, or not you know, a battery operated little light in it.
Right.
Just to kind of give you an idea, y'all, what you can do. I will have to work on this. I'm not one that usually gets a project finished completely on a live.
Sometimes
I'll
I
look
do different.
Yeah, I'll look at it for a bit and then usually we'll do something else to it as well. But
Right.
um,
Thank you, Joy, for the sprinkle. Yeah.
but I'm thinking,
Face.
you know, this thing right here has that little circle.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think I would want to put a totally dazzle there because this is kind of a rustic look.
I see what you're saying.
Right? Yep. So I don't know what I would put, but just to give y'all an idea, if you have a liquor bottle that got anything like this, and you did yours in a different design, you can see how pretty this would look. I don't know if y'all can see it. Can y'all see it? Totally dazzle in the center.
Nope, I can't see it. I don't know what it looks like for everyone else.
Let's see.
Move it towards you. There you go. Oh, that's so pretty.
But this doesn't go with this. But just to give you the idea.
Right.
So I had a follower send me some Totally Dazzle. That's something I've not bought either, but I have different pieces.
I love
she
it.
sent me. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and put some clear on here. I'm going to do the matte because I think the matte dual clear still has a little bit of a sheen to it, right?
I do. I think so too.
In fact, I saw Made on the Loop. Gretchen, she bought some that said satin on it.
Okay.
And I have matte and I have gloss.
Yeah, I haven't tried the satin either.
In fact, Miss Kelly Cat's the one that got me using this. She's the one that got me using it.
Hi, Dewana. Now you can see it. Okay, good.
And I like to use a piece of sponge when I use the dirt clear. Let's see if I got a piece. Cut up, but I'm going to have to cut up some more. I just buy a big sponge from Dollar Tree.
Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah.
And this way, when you're decoupaging, you use this for your medium. You can use this for your antique Waverly and all of that. It makes the process so much faster.
Right.
So Kelly, you might want to try this.
Yeah, I will.
And then when you do crack around the clock, if you're concerned about time, you could always, if you find this to be faster than painting.
Okay. You have some sponge like that, so that's a great suggestion.
It's nice and soft, and I like to just dab it on and not even rub it for something like this that you've got different layers on. I just dab it.
That works perfect. And I don't know how long you want to stay on, Terry, but we're at like about an hour and a half.
Yeah, I don't want to go over 2 hours. Okay. So when I get done with this clear coat, I'm going to be pretty much done. And of course, we'll post pictures of our projects.
Right. I know the red seems a little bit bold, but I think I will be able to tone it down just a little bit with some wax paste. Like I always.
Yeah. So what product are you going to use to tone it down?
I'll probably put a little wax paste over it. These would be really similar to like your rub and buffs.
Okay.
They're me, they're a lot more smooth. I find that some of the Rub and Buff colors are kind of gritty or super watery. You get one or the other.
Uh-huh.
And is more of a paste, where it's solid in the container and you just use a little brush. I use one that I just keep for waxes, or your finger works really good too. And I think that color would go nicely with everything we have going on here. So I'll just kind of put a little bit on a brush and go over it. I personally love the red, but I could see where somebody might think it's a little bit too much.
Right.
So I can tone that down a little.
Well, I think with the Rub and Buff, you need to massage your tube a little bit before you open it.
Right. Have you ever used the black one? The black Rub and Buff?
Black, I have not.
I don't like it.
I got silvers, and I have silver, and I've got the different golds.
Yep, me too. And then the black, I mean, it's a neat look on the right project, but it's really, at least this tube is super gritty.
Uh-huh.
So I don't love it for that reason. But I used to put Rub and Buff on everything.
Right.
I loved it. Red is nice with the oriental paper. I agree, Mom Barb. You love the red too. I, for one, love the red. Good. I'm glad.
This clear
And it's not
coat
just
looks awesome.
Oh, good. And I have all of the hardware that I took off of this, and I actually painted it with liquid gold leaf.
Uh-huh.
That'll eventually go back on here just to liven that up a little bit. It was just kind of dingy looking and worn, that's all. And I have a couple different resin pieces that we might put on just for a little added extra someplace. So these we can paint anything we want, use some wax paste to kind of bring that detail to life.
Uh-huh.
And we put those on at some point. Oops.
Awesome.
Couple options.
Right. Well, that's awesome. I'm going to turn my dryer on for just a bit. Y'all be sure to sprinkle out and float the reds if you've enjoyed this today.
The black is runny and oil-like. Squeeze a bit onto something and then use it. Good idea, Kath. It is weird textured. I'll give you that. Thank you, Laura, so much. I hope I'm saying your name right, hon. Thank you, Linda. And I'm sure we missed so many different comments. And guys, I do appreciate it so very much. We love the interaction, all the hearts, all the love. Lots and lots of love sent right back to all of you. I'm sure miss you all. Aw, that's so sweet. We appreciate you joining us. It's funny because, guys, I can't hear her dryer at all over the live.
Okay. Now, as I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, you know what? This might even look good in a, what do you call the bar area in your home? Like a wet bar? Is it called a wet bar?
Oh, yeah. I think I know what you mean. Yeah.
I mean, you could put your ribbons and stuff on there. I was thinking in the center, I could even put an R, the letter R in the center, you know, get one that looks nice that could go in the center for his last name.
Oh, yeah.
And this could sit in their bar area. I've got this leather here that my daughter gave me, and you could even, you know, tie something around that. But
I really like the texture on there. I'm definitely going to try that.
or you could do a Kelly Cat bundle. Is that what you call them? Kelly Cat bundles?
Yep.
um, let's see.
I still love them. I can't stop making them. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Okay, good. I always feel bad if I pronounce somebody's name wrong. And when I get this all done, I will post a picture as well.
Okay.
And Terry has a VIP page also.
Yes.
VIP Crafting with Terry Lynn, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And also have Creating All Things
That's right.
with Sherry, Kirby Ladies Crafting.
Mm-hmm.
We have that page as well.
Okay. So maybe I will, I'll post it on my page, but then maybe I'll put it in your VIP
Sure.
when this is all said and done so you can see how it turned out.
And also, everybody, July 29th, all day, July 29th, which I think that's next Saturday. Miss
Yep.
Sherry and I have an event called Picnic and Camping.
Oh, yeah.
So all of our crafts have to do are to be somehow related to picnic or camping in some sort of way. It might even be cooking. It may not even be a craft. So
Oh,
that'll be all day. We've got an amazing lineup. So I would love to have y'all part of that.
it's a lot of fun. I've been in one of their before, and it's a good.
Okay, I'm putting this little leather bow right here on top of my leather strap just to show y'all an idea. It doesn't mean it's going to stay there. I'm just giving an idea. But
Laura says she really likes that, Miss Terry Lynn.
thank you. So just to kind of give you an idea.
Laura, this is a wooden box that it looks just like this one. So this one I redid a bit ago here. Too many words in that one. And this is the same thing, same exact kind of box, bought at 2 different times by the same person. Isn't that crazy? So we just have some rice paper on this one. I'll show you the lid here in just a second. I'm almost done painting those feet on there, and you can kind of get a visual on what it's going to look like. Be fun to put on a dresser or keep some little mementos in it, maybe special jewelry, things like that. Or just have it sitting out for decor, I think is pretty.
Awesome.
There we go. I like the red. I do too. And as it's drying, it's becoming a little bit more of like a darker brick red. And I'm not hating it. I like it.
It looks awesome.
And I'll probably do the bottom in some sort of like an antique gold, picking up from the rice paper here, I think. You're welcome. I was a few minutes late. Who are you sharing the screen with? Oh, Dewana, that's okay, hon. This is Terry Lynn, Crafting with Terry Lynn. She is in Texas. Houston, Texas. Yep, she is very near and dear to my little Kelly cat heart, and had asked if I could pop on with her and do a live and craft. And someday I will meet this lady. It's on my bucket list. And if you don't follow her now, you definitely give her a look. You can go back and watch replays on her page. She is one of the sweetest ladies I know, and I think you'll enjoy her.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks, Mom
Yes,
Barb.
I would love to have anyone that's not already following me. Just click those 3 dots. And if you enjoyed this, you can also rate this video by clicking those 3 dots. Most phones will allow you to, and you can give up to a 5-star rating. So I wanted to do this technique this evening, the foil technique, because Kelly has not seen it before. So I wanted to do something different. Plus, a lot of you probably have not seen it as well, even though I've done it a couple of times on my page. But it's an awesome way to give it. It looks kind of like leather furniture. When you get really good leather furniture that's been used, and you know it's got all the wrinkles and all, it's just such a great look. And of course you can do other colors if you want to put reds and terracotta colors and all that kind of stuff. You could totally do your own thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think that when you give it back to him, he's gonna love it.
Yeah, I think so. I think he will. So Miss Kelly, please show what you got.
I had just put the lid on so you could kind of see what it's going to look like after I put on all the hardware. Put the hardware back on, and I'll go over this as well. I have to keep looking for my, there we go, the holes, so I know where that gets lined up. But the hardware on here will be so pretty, kind of finish it off nicely, I think. Thank you, Laura. Thanks, Amanda. Another Southern crafter. Yes, Dewana. Yes.
and will your piece be put in your next auction?
It probably will. Yep. The one that I just showed that it's already finished will be in there as well, hopefully. So if you're interested, that's August 6th.
August 6th. Okay. I was about to say, I thought you just posted about it coming up soon.
Yep.
So yes. And you do your auction with another crafter, and y'all join together, right, in your auction?
Yes. So Paula from Mima's Market, and I typically do our auctions together. We switch off her place or mine, and it's an awesome time. If you've ever been to our auctions before, it's a lot of fun. There's usually quite a bit of laughter that goes on there, but all is fun. And that's at 2 p.m. Central, August 6th.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, this has been fun.
It sure has, Terry. Thank you so very much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for being on my first split screen crafting with a friend. You were my first, so I look forward to doing many more, and I hope that this will also gain you followers as well. And hopefully we're going to see you hit that 7,000 real soon.
I hope so.
And we look forward to seeing you on Craft Round the Clock as well.
Thank you.
So thank you all for being with us today, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy Kelly as much as I do. She is such a charm, and I love her. I love her so much, and I've not got to meet her yet, but I feel like I know her very well.
I agree.
So thank you so much, Miss Kelly, and enjoy the rest of your day, and you all as well. Thank you all for sharing all the love and all the things. We appreciate it very much. Good night for now.
Take good care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Terry.
Bye-bye.